Hello, friend. It's Jane here with Jane's Distractions. Okay, so I love all of the sweet decorations you can find in the store right now in February. There's always so much hearts and flowers, but I hate buying things that are mass produced. So I'm going to make my own Valentine decoration using some stuff I have around the house, including cardboard, some construction paper. I'm using some vintage plastic flowers that I got at the thrift shop. You can use silk flowers or whatever you have on hand. I'm using this paper heart that I got also at the thrift shop for $1, and I'm using this as a template. I'm going to be using some Mod Podge glue and also my glue gun. So let's get started, and hopefully this will turn out great. All right, so I'm going to use my heart template to draw a heart onto my cardboard, and I'm going to cut that out with my X-Acto knife. You don't have to use a template, although I'll have one on my website if you want to download it. But you could just draw a heart on here and cut it out. Okay. Now we're going to cut the heart out with our X-Acto knife. Be careful. Go slowly. Take your time. I think the trick with cardboard is make a couple passes. Don't go too fast. Make sure you're using a sharp blade. All right, there we have our heart, cardboard heart. Just going to put some scrap paper under it so I can get some glue on there. All right, so we're going to completely cover our cardboard with construction paper. We're going to fold it over so that the edges aren't seen. What we end up with is something like this, so that when we put the flowers on, you won't be able to see the cardboard color. So I'll show you how I cover it. What I want to do is make sure I have enough to overlap around the heart. So I am going to trace half of my heart over here. And I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to cut about half an inch out from that line. I'm going to just take some of my glue and brush it on. Try and get an even layer. Smooth out your paper. Now we're going to cover the other half. Sometimes you gotta wrestle with it a little. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, now we're just going to make little snips in the paper so that we can fold it over the edge. They're about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch apart. And this will allow these pieces to be folded over. This is a trick that is also used in sewing when you're going around a curve. Take more of our glue. And we're just going to fold over the little tabs. Press them down a little bit. Go all the way around. Okay, so now I'm just covering the other side with glue, and then I'm going to glue on the construction paper. Make sure I have glue under the edge. I'm going to let that dry and then trim off the extra. All right, our glue has dried, so we're going to trim off this extra construction paper. Just slowly go around and trim off the excess. Don't have to do it all in one swoop. You can just cut pieces off like I'm doing. Okay, there we have our heart ready for flower embellishments. Okay, so I have my heart base, and I'm getting ready to prepare my flowers to put on here. But first, I'm going to make a hole so that I can hang this later. So I'm just going to cut a little tiny hole with my X-Acto knife. And I'm going to do it about 1 inch down. And I'm just making like sort of a square diamond cut in it. Be careful of your fingers. Don't cut your fingers. I'm just poking a hole through the cardboard so that I have a hole through. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I am going to run some wire through this now before I put my flowers on, so I have something to attach in case I cover it with glue. Okay, so I have a piece of covered wire. I'm just going to put this through. And I'm going to just twist it a couple times so that I have something to hang my heart with. now I'm going to prepare my flowers. And for this, I'm using the wire cutter of my pliers. There's a little wire cutter right here, just to trim down the flowers. And I'm going to keep going until I have enough to cover the whole surface. If your flowers fall apart while you're cutting them, you can just use a dab of hot glue to put them back together. So now I have my flowers all prepared, and I'm going to do sort of a little dry fit just to see where I think I want my flowers. I don't want them to be completely symmetrical because I want it to look more natural. So I'm going to start with the largest flowers. I'm just going to sort of set them in, see where I think they can go. I'm going to balance out some of the colors. And then I'll fill in with the smaller flowers as I go. So I'm starting to get an idea of what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to start gluing now. So here's our finished product. It's a beautiful floral heart. You can hang up for Valentine's Day. So I think it came out really good. So pretty. So if you try this, please tag me and let me know, and leave me a question in the comments if you have any questions about this. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.